Alright, a midweek video. This is a rarity. This event and this video are probably going to be completely irrelevant by the time my Sunday upload schedule rolls around, and it only started like a day ago. So I figured if I wanted to talk about it, I should get it up as soon as possible. Don't worry, Sunday upload is still going to be the Armored Vest users. Anyways, the Halloween event. Holy hell, is this thing awesome. Like, genuinely, I am loving the Halloween event. Even, I have quite a few problems with it, but the idea is just insane. For the people who don't know what the Halloween event is, I will paraphrase it very, very quickly. Basically, Sriracha Sauce here is walking around every single map except for Factory and Labs. And if you kill him, the sky turns black and a giant, what I can only assume is a soul vortex appears in the sky. Which, first of all, that is awesome. And then at the base of this soul vortex, there are going to be a bunch of cultists who are performing a ritual of some kind. They're praising, I don't know, the pig-headed god they worship or something. And you can either kill every single one of them, which will halt the ritual and the game will return to normal. Or if you allow them to complete the ritual, it will spawn angry Sriracha Sauce, who comes after you with a knife and apparently a gun. I haven't been killed by him with a gun yet. And if you try to shoot him, your gun jams. Also, he has like 60,000 health or something insane like that. So, yeah, you're probably not killing him. This mode is... it's everything I want in a Halloween mode. It's insane, it is spooky, it is awesome. People are moving around again. Because cultists can spawn with marked keys and other just insane valuables in their pockets, everyone wants a piece of the action, so everyone is running around the map. And I'm gonna be real, the PvP has been insane. I have loved it. As it turns out, if you give people an incentive to move around and fight, they'll move around and fight. Who would have thought? Genuinely, it is some of the best PvP I have had in Escape from Tarkov in probably the past 2 wipes. And oh my, it is, I can't understate how fun it has been to, it's like a piece of old Tarkov is back, and I have loved every second of it. It is an incredibly fun mode when it works right. When the ritual circle or soul vortex or whatever shows up in a decent spot that you can actually try to kill the cultists at it, it is so fun. They'll be all around you. You'll only hear footsteps. I've been playing this solo, and it has been some of the most thrilling moments I've had in gaming, because I just see these shadows moving around all around me, and I have to very quickly kill them, reload, kill them, get behind cover. Sometimes it doesn't work great because, you know, if you just plant yourself in a building, they'll run straight at you and you can cheese it pretty effectively, which, albeit, is nice. You get all that sweet loot, but it's also, you know, not difficult at all. Like, I started to enjoy playing the game. Like, just regular Tarkov. I was enjoying it. What the hell? That's nothing short of a miracle. That being said, that was only when it worked right. There's a lot of problems I have with this mode. First of all, on large maps like Lighthouse that just have these huge sightlines, it's a nightmare. Solely because the cultists, I don't know why, sometimes they just don't. Typically, cultists won't shoot at you. They'll try to stab you first, and if you shoot them, then they'll shoot you. That's how they're supposed to go. I don't know if that's the way it is for this mode, because I hadn't shot at the ritual circle was on the main road on Lighthouse, and I was up by the chalet area in the rocks, and I started getting shot at by the cultists and their SMGs from that far away, and they were not missing by a lot. I didn't know what the hell was going on. That was my first match with the mode going on, and I was very confused. Cultists are very hard to see. They're very hard to track because they don't really make a lot of noise, especially on wide open maps, and it's battle state AI, which is notoriously not that good. Basically, if the ritual circle spawns in an open area where there's minimal places you can take cover in, good luck. You're gonna need it a lot, because holy hell is it unfair. When Sriracha Sauce comes back and your gun jams if you are even somewhat close to him, that's nothing short of obnoxious. Not because you can't shoot him, but because if you get happened upon by a player scav or another player or even just a cultist that hadn't gotten killed, there is literally not a damn thing you can do. They're shooting at you, you can't shoot back. That is incredibly frustrating and extremely annoying. Like, my one source of protection has been ripped from my hands. What are you supposed to do if that happens? You can't run away because they're faster, you can't shoot back, and melee is a joke. So, yeah, that can be incredibly frustrating. But most damning of all, this is the biggest problem I have with this mode. One extract and it takes 20 seconds. Every person who has even the mildest amount of experience with Escape from Tarkov knows exactly what is going to happen with one extract and a 20-second extract time. Extract camping has ruined more than a couple of these raids for me. Even if the ritual isn't complete, it still marks off a ton of the extracts. It's like, great, I killed every single one of the cultists, and then I got murdered straight at the extract because of course I did. I genuinely was walking up to it like, yep, can't wait to die here. And you might say just clear the extract. First of all, how do you clear an extract that is in the middle of the open? And they're camping. You have every disadvantage whatsoever. So, like, genuinely, how the hell did they think that this was a good idea? Maybe if the ritual was complete, I understand that. But even with the ritual not happening, like, really? How do I think they could have made this mode a little bit more fair and just a little bit better in general? This is all going to be irrelevant in a few days, and Battle State's obviously not going to change the mode at this point, but this will lean into my next point. One, if they're going to confine you to melee, I think they should have committed hard to it. Instead of them making it so that your gun jams when Sriracha is here, I think they should have just made it so that every entity in the lobby, scavs, cultists, other players, are all confined to melee. That could have been interesting. Do I think that it would have been loved by a lot of people? Not really. Do I think it would have been funny as hell? Yes, it would have forced people to consider, is this loot I'm carrying worth it, knowing I could get shivved by a pack of 15 scavs in a second? You have to make that decision. I think they probably could have kept throwables active because, I don't know, playing grenade dodgeball with people just sounds hilarious, but I think this would have been a bit more fair than just, oh, I'm being chased and now my gun is jammed and there's a person in front of me whose gun isn't jammed. There is literally not a damn thing I can do. Another way they could have changed it, this one I think would have been probably the more realistic approach, is instead to make Sriracha here like a phantom enemy or something like that, instead of him just spawning in and slowly making his way around the map with a butter knife out and being near invincible, what could have been cool is if they made him a phantom-like enemy where he'll spawn with 500 health, melee only, roughly, let's say 25 meters away from a player or 50 meters, and then he'll sprint at them. He's not going to be completely silent like Bird Eye, but he'll have quieter footsteps, and when you kill him, he disappears, and then he'll come back, I don't know, 3 minutes later or something like that on a different player, or on the same player if you're the last player in the lobby. I think this would have been cool because it means more players in the lobby would have actually seen him if there are more people alive, and it makes him much less of a, oh great, I'm being followed by this guy, and much more of a, when is he gonna show up and where? Keep your heads on a swivel, keep looking around. I think it would make the mode scarier, and for a Halloween event, isn't that specifically what you want? Just out of the blue, you hear these dampened footsteps running up behind you, and you whip around and he's there with a knife, and you gotta kill him quickly. As soon as he drops, he vanishes, and now you're on a timer. When is he gonna show up again? I think that could have been really, really cool, and I think it would have been a lot more fair than just, oh, my gun doesn't work now. When it comes to cultists, I think they could have been more fair if they had lasers attached to their weapons so that you could at least see if you're being aimed at, and you might be able to track them down, and it would also make night vision a huge advantage, which I think would be really, really cool. I don't know, there just needs to... They were too hard to see on maps with a lot of bushes. If you were on reserve and you were outside, or if you were on lighthouse, woods, shoreline, any of those, there was basically not a damn thing you could do. So I don't know. I feel like just giving them lasers would have made it slightly more interesting because you actually have a fighting chance instead of getting shot at by, I don't know, literal shadows moving around. I just think that for future events to really make them really, really fun, would be to take some of the factors into account of, okay, it's crazy, but is it fair? You know what I mean? It can be difficult, but is it possible? So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the Halloween mode. Really enjoyed it on customs and very specific parts of reserve, and despised it on literally every other map. So yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little midweek video. It's probably gonna be shorter than the rest of them, and might be a little lower effort, but I wanted to talk about this, and these were just some ideas I had, so let me know what you thought. The Armored Vest Stereotypes should be going up on Sunday, so if you have any ideas for that, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And with all that out of the way, thank you for watching this random video I dropped on you on Wednesday. Have a good one.